The Bible said, do not put your trust in men. It's pretty specific. Why? Because everybody can be compromised except you. If you don't believe in God, then it's pretty messed up because now you only got you to believe in. But if you got you and God, you can believe in both of those. And understand it's the reason that it's special is because only you're gonna know. I talk to God 5 and 6 times a day. He has an accurate account of how I'm feeling about everything, how I think things are going, what I feel like I'm doing good at, what I feel like I need help with. These are our conversations. So I don't wonder why stuff gets moved out of my way because I asked for things to be moved out of my way. Like you asked earlier, like, aren't you scared? Like, I'm not allowed to be scared because I'm not counting on me. Like, you can't fuck me up because you're not allowed to fuck me up. And I've been in enough situations to know that you ain't let me down yet.
Why the fuck would The Simpsons predict something so dark? Just watch this shit.
Maybe not tomorrow, maybe never. But it's coming. And soon. Don't worry, kids. The government will help. The government cannot help itself, let alone you. So to take your minds off your troubles, I propose some kind of games. Either hunger or squid.
Hold on, you tell me, didn't Trump just bring this up in his last speech?
We need double the energy we currently have in the United States. Can you imagine? They said, wow, you're kidding. And I said, no, I'm not kidding. You don't have to hook into the grid, which is old and, could be taken out. If it's taken out, they wouldn't have any electricity.
Dragons weren't real, and they most certainly couldn't fly, and they most certainly weren't intelligent enough.
Yo, I'm not even gonna lie. It's a lot of things that we like really aren't aware of. Anybody can say anything, right? You really just gotta do your own research on things, because anybody's gonna tell you the sky is falling, right?
To drape themselves in gold, which would help them conduct the electricity from the ether to give them the ability to fly. No, that's all fiction, right? First, you need to know that dragons are most certainly real, and they have most certainly hidden that fact from us to hide the fact that we live in a spiritual realm. And if you don't know that yet, well, here's an old clip that will catch you up before we move on. Let's first take a look at what the 1946 dictionaries used to say. Dragons, now rare. Let's see what Alexa has to say about this. Alexa, how many dragon fossils have been found in the United States?
The number of dragon fossils found in the United States is limited. Only 5 fossils have been discovered so far, limiting the knowledge about these creatures. These fossils are studied by researchers to learn more about dragon species and their evolution. While the findings are preliminary, they provide insights into the life and times of these majestic creatures.
So the dictionary says they're real. Alexa says they're real. Several weeks ago in the UK, they found a fossil that looked like this, even though they called a plesiosaur. That sure looks like a dragon to me. And just a few weeks after that was found, CNN reveals that their scientist actually unveiled dragon remains. Not to mention how they're part of the Chinese zodiac with all real animals, and how there are over 30 verses in the Bible that reference dragons, and how my friend Lori sent me this amazing 1922 dictionary that just happens to have the word dragon in it. And let's see what it says. Is it going to say fictional character, mythical beast? Or is it going to say something else? Winged serpent. And if that still wasn't enough evidence for you, just go to the Google Maps and type that in and see this perfect outline of a dragon. And if you've seen my volcanoes are caused from the insides of dragons, well, look at this smoke just billowing out of where that dragon is. Tell me you don't see this.
I mean, y'all tell me, like, am I tripping? I'm seeing what he talking about, but like in my head, it's like, okay, so was the dragon slain there? Like, like is that his, like his print, like pause? But like, is that where the dragon died? You know what I mean? Got unalive, right? So I'm just trying to wrap my head around it. Like I really want to know how it exactly happened. You know what I'm saying?
Second, you need to know that them breathing fire wasn't just a fairy tale. No, I'm gonna show you just how easy that actually could have been for them.
When you watch this is literally just two ingredients being mixed together with a little bit of water added, and it combusts into fire. It's just glycerin and potassium. They literally mix and they turn to fire. There's an animal that does this. The bombardier beetle literally does this. As a self-defense, it mixes two different liquids together that when shot out becomes a hot, burning hot acid. Now, is it really that far-fetched to believe that maybe a much more advanced killing machine could have two liquids that when come together just happen to combust to create fire, like the glycerin and potassium?
Now, knowing that dragons breathing fire isn't as science fiction as you once thought, I need to show you what I figured out a few months back involving volcanoes. So I went volcano hunting because I wanted to see what I could see. And I went to Mount Rainier in Washington. And right away I noticed something. And you might not see it right away, but I sure did. But take a look and then I'll show you. How about now? Is it coming clear now? So I thought, maybe this is just a coincidence. Maybe this actually is just pareidolia. So I went to another volcano, and I found another face that looked pretty similar, down to its eyes and even nose and mouth. And when you compare two different volcanoes side by side, faces are clearly there, but this isn't even the half of it, because I kept hunting and I kept going to volcanoes and I kept finding remnants of dragons. Do you see this face here down to its eye, long beak, Snout. and its whole dragon body? Again, this isn't even the end of it. This would have been its stomach, where it would have held a whole lot of its fire acid. Next, I went to Mount Vesuvius and found dragon remnants. This one literally looked like it died here. You can see its head here and its mouth, and like it spewed its acid to create this hole. And just for a closer look, there's clearly petrified dragon head there. So here's where I tie it all in together. We've all heard the tales of dragons and their hoards of gold, right? It's in The Hobbit, it's in all stories involving dragons. They're always hoarding some sort of treasure and involved with gold. And I thought to myself, why is that? And well, do you know what they found recently in all sorts of volcanoes? Let me show you. They've been finding gold. Gold coming out of volcanoes. And yeah, sure, they say it's from the Earth's core. But how ironic is it that I am saying volcanoes are the remains of dragon, and the acid and the fire and the lava spewing up is the active remains of those stomach acids that would literally combust and create fire that the dragons can shoot out. And now all of a sudden, they're finding gold shooting out of these all over the place. Gold might be leaking from the Earth's core, but coming out of the volcanoes. And this news story literally talked about the gold coming out of the volcanoes, and I couldn't help but notice how it literally looks like a dragon's eye there. Maybe that's just me. But getting back to dragons and their hoarding of gold, and yeah, they say it's to represent wealth and power, and it's all sort of fantasy and fiction. Well, I'm starting to think that there's a lot more truth to the dragons hoarding the gold And maybe there was a very specific reason for it. A very specific reason. And I kind of mentioned it in the beginning, because gold is an excellent conductor of electricity. It ranks among the most conductive metals. It's highly conductive, allows electrical currents to flow freely through gold without significant resistance. And well, I don't believe anything is just coincidence anymore. I think all the stories of dragons hoarding the gold is them telling us. It's telling us in fiction form the truth, because that's what they do. They tell us the truth through fiction, and they tell us the lies through what's supposed to be true. And when I saw this video months and months ago, I thought it looked extremely real, but I couldn't wrap my head around how this would be flying without wings. And then it hit me. It's using the ether, and it's conducting electrical currents, and maybe using gold all over its body to help conduct that current so it can move freer through the free energy all around us. And maybe they replaced all the stories of dragons with fake dinosaurs and evolution to brainwash into believing that we are evolved monkeys spinning on a ball in an unimportant place, when we are in the most important place there is, the center of creation, with God smiling down upon us, just hoping that every one of us will look to him and say thank you for this amazing opportunity to live this amazing life in this amazing place. But of course, this is all for entertainment purposes, people. I know this is just some sort of CGI, AI nonsense. Dragons didn't exist. T-Rexes did, when Stegosauruses did, and evolution does, and I'm spinning on a ball right now. Entertainment only.
Most insane.
I'm not gonna lie. My Chinese animal is a dragon, so I've always been big on dragons since birth. I've always loved dragons. You know, just the thought of knowing that dragons, you know, I've always felt that dragons were real. So there was never a time I didn't feel like that. But y'all comment below if y'all want me to do some more digging on the dragons, because we'll definitely tap into it.
Coincidence in history. Abraham Lincoln was elected to Congress in 1846. John F. Kennedy was elected to Congress in 1946. Abraham Lincoln was elected president in 1860. John F. Kennedy was elected president in 1960. Both were particularly concerned with civil rights. Both wives lost a child while living in the White House. Both presidents were shot on a Friday. Both presidents were shot in the head. Lincoln's secretary was named Kennedy. Kennedy's secretary was named Lincoln. Both were assassinated by Southerners. Both were succeeded by Southerners named Johnson. Andrew Johnson, who succeeded Lincoln, was born in 1808. Lyndon Johnson, who succeeded Kennedy, born in 1908. John Wilkes Booth, who assassinated Lincoln, was born in 1839. Lee Harvey Oswald, who assassinated Kennedy, born in 1939. Both assassins were known by their three names, both names composed of 15 letters. Lincoln was shot at the theater named Ford. Kennedy was shot in a car called Lincoln, made by Ford. Both and Oswald were assassinated before their trials. And here's the kicker: a week before Lincoln was shot, he was in Monroe, Maryland. A week before Kennedy was shot, he was with Marilyn Monroe. And Lincoln was shot in a theater, and the assassin ran to a warehouse. Kennedy was shot from a warehouse, and the assassin ran to a theater.
I got something to say. Why the fuck tornadoes don't...
Now, I gotta say, something like that sound like a straight up curse. You know, like you ever hear about, you know, families that are cursed, stuff like that. I mean, I know they wasn't family, but still though, it seemed like there was some type of connection in some type of way, like almost like a curse. That's what that feel like.
Hit banks, man. Let that shit sink.
He might be on to something. And now that I think about it, they don't hit prisons either.
They damn sure don't hit casinos.
They don't hit police stations, or FBI, CIA, firefighters, army bases, military bases, period. You should ask more questions. Keep asking them, because they're right in your face. I guarantee you people could start naming things. It's funny they hit schools in homes only. Go after the children. This is wild work.
What can only be found now?
All right, you already know it's Dopamine TV. I want to say thank y'all for tapping in with me. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and comment. And make sure y'all let me know if y'all want me to do a video on some dragons, because, yeah, I'm definitely into that. So we'll definitely tap into it. This is Dopamine Reactions TV. Y'all be safe. I'll be back.